Thank you for listening to The Red View. Analysis, opinions and general idiocy from Manchester United supporters.
Red hot roasting review.
A red hot roasting review?
Yeah.
No, don't say that. Paul is the only person on the planet that will find
Right.
Don't forget, game order Watson, Sutty, Shaw. No, you know the name.
Right, are you ready? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Are you ready, John?
I think I'm ready, yeah.
Don't worry if it goes wrong.
Right, when you're ready, John, just simply start.
Are we rolling?
Yeah, we're rolling.
It's on now.
It is on right now.
Okay.
Okay, I'm
Looking
not
forward
going to
to
do
it.
the intro. We're banking that, yeah?
That was banked.
Yeah, let's bank that, John.
Okay.
Banked in the Bank of England.
Hello and welcome to the second podcast of The Red View, where each week we will be reviewing and discussing everything related to Manchester United. Giving their red-tinted and beer-goggled opinions this week is sports coach Paul Costello, media man Matt Shaw, part-time philosopher Adam Sutton, and your presenter-in-chief John Watson. As always, tonight we will be reviewing United's last match, discussing the latest transfers and news, giving our predictions for the next game, as well as some fun features to keep your attention. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at @the_red_view, where you will find a link to our podcasts on SoundCloud and YouTube. And you can also like the Red View Facebook page. So good evening to the panel.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Pleasure to be here.
Let's now start by looking at United's victory over Club Brugge on Tuesday evening, where a Memphis brace and a late goal from microphone-shaped Marouane Fellaini gave the Reds a 3-1 victory at Old Trafford as they look to return to the Champions League. So, Sutton, you were at the Theatre of Dreams on Tuesday. Did you see any improvements from our two cagey affairs?
Do you see any dreams?
I did. Definite improvements, I'd say. I was that was the best I've seen us play for a while, and I think the fact that we came back from the goal pretty quickly was good. A lot of sort of winning battles all over the pitch. Some real standout performances, I thought. Man of the match was, I mean, probably obvious, but there was a lot of players that played well, I thought, and we should be safe with that result going into the next leg. So I was very impressed.
Absolutely. Paul, you sat about 2 metres behind the goal when that early goal crept in. So how do you feel about that, and do you think it could have been avoided?
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed my trip to the Theatre of Dreams this Tuesday. As for the goal that we conceded, it was a bit unlucky, wasn't it? I wouldn't want to make a scapegoat out of Michael Carrick for scoring an own goal there. It was just unfortunate. But like Sutty said, we did respond really, really quickly to that. We're dead determined. We got back in there quickly. Both fullbacks were really, really impressive. I thought Chris Smalling would have been my shout for man of the match. I thought it was absolutely outstanding.
Well,
So
I think we're jumping straight to man of the match. So let's go for it. Are we slipping on our blue suede shoes and talking up Memphis, or has anyone got anyone else that they've got in mind?
No,
Sure.
well, if you talk about man of the match, it's got to be Memphis, hasn't it?
Yeah, 2 goals, 1 assist.
I think it has to be, but I mean, Luke Shaw had as good as a game as he could have at left
Luke
back,
Shaw was really
and Chris Smalling, like you said, didn't really make a mistake. But it's just the fact that he's got 2 goals and an assist.
Yeah.
It's just won us the game. So it's got to be Memphis, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, I think so. That's agreed. Going back to the goal we conceded early on, something I noticed was Romero just absolutely screaming at the wall. Was it Januzaj, I think, in a 1-man wall? He's absolutely screaming at him in whatever language, probably Spanish, to be honest. And I don't know if there's a communication breakdown. Suppose he doesn't know English. I don't know if anyone thought that at all.
yeah, it could be an issue, couldn't it? I remember when we first signed the keeper that Van Gaal said he'd have to work on his English, so it might take a few months for him to get used to it. But
I think the bigger issue in the game was with that pass back to him, and
so casual. Yeah.
he just waited for the ball.
Yeah.
He could have just
He
stepped
didn't
forward
even wait.
and hit it.
He backed away from it.
Yeah.
He didn't go to it at all. He's just far too casual.
Yeah.
And he has such a weird kicking style, I've noticed as well.
Yeah.
He doesn't use his arms at all when he kicks the ball. So
he just chips it as well.
We
doesn't
were
he?
comparing it to pitch and putt. He was just literally just chipping on the green every time.
You're good at foot,
wasn't he?
good at foot golf. Yeah.
Just a little 9-9 all the time.
It really was.
Yeah, I think unfortunately when he makes his first mistake he'll get slated. But so far he's not. I don't think he's actually made any big mistakes. So.
Unless Real Madrid do something, we've only got to put up with another game or two, haven't we?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it's too much to worry about.
No, absolutely. And No, he wasn't really tested Tuesday night, was he?
I think we got away with the goal. The goal, I think, the second one they scored where he, like you said, backed away, brought a 50-50 on himself.
Yeah.
He got up after that when he realised that he could concede, and then I think when he realised we were in a lot of trouble, he just went back down again. Yeah. Just fell on the floor, and luckily we like I said, we sort of got away with that one, but on another day we might not have.
Sure. What were your opinions on the game, and how important was that late goal?
That late goal's really important because Bruges weren't bad on the counter attack. We kept bombing Shaw on, and obviously Memphis was on that side as well, and they both played really well. But it does leave Blind a bit exposed on that left side. Against better teams, it's something to be wary of. But we can go away to Bruges now, and we can. We don't obviously. It would be a good idea to try and get a goal because they're not, they're not a great side, but we can be a bit more careful. Like when Schweinsteiger came on, he kept dropping into that left back kind of area. It's probably something he noticed sitting on the bench just to shore that up a bit.
Yeah,
excuse the pun, but yeah.
That left side looks good though, doesn't it? With
really
Depay and Shaw.
Yeah. The
thing I like about Depay is he's obviously individually good enough to just take plays on himself, but he seems to look for a lot of partnerships. So pre-season he was looking for Rooney a lot. In this game on Tuesday, I noticed that he was looking for Shaw, and those two were linking up down the left. And that, if that continues the rest of the season, we could get loads of goals down the left-hand side. If he sticks in that position.
I think Memphis is best out there.
On the left.
Yeah. He always looks for that like diagonal run in.
The cut in.
There's a lot of wingers that just hang back, try and get the ball, and then dribble. But Memphis is always trying to look for the ball like on the run.
He's quite direct, isn't he? I always notice that. Like, whenever he gets the ball, he really does like backwards passes. He'll try and go forward, won't he? It's quite good to see.
His first goal was good as well, wasn't it? Where he was just trying to constantly. First goal he was trying to create the space constantly, wasn't he?
Yeah. Driving forward.
And flicks it over the guy's head, didn't he?
Yeah, you know what he's going to do, don't you? But he's sort of obviously very good at doing it. He scored 30 goals last year, so he knows what he's doing.
I thought the introduction of Hernandez was quite interesting, actually, towards the end of the game. Seemed to make a bit of a difference, though. It's been a bit forgotten, Hernandez, but he seemed to do okay when he's come on.
He just did the basics, didn't he?
Yeah,
It was a bit of pace, and he just ran at the goal and ran into the corners. And Rooney, as we highlighted last week, had another poor game, I think. And Hernandez just got his head down, ran, and got a sending off, won a couple of free kicks.
Yeah.
I think he was a good influence, good substitution.
Yeah, if we've got hope of winning anything this year, Hernandez is going to be a really important player.
Yeah.
Unless we buy a striker. So
he got a good reception as well when he came on.
Very good.
He really did.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Hernandez up front and Rooney behind, because Rooney barely got any touches in that game.
No.
So I don't think Rooney in number 10 and Hernandez up front is a bad answer really.
Yeah.
I think we'll get a lot of goals with that.
I mean, thinking back, when a couple of years ago when he had the season when he played quite a lot, and he was frustrating to watch at times because his technique's not great in terms of the all-round game, his passing, crossing's pretty poor. But I think off the bench, personally, I think that's the best bet for him. I think there's fewer better players, if you can say that. In terms of off the bench, get you a goal. To be honest, his goal to minutes ratio is very good.
Yeah. No, it really is.
Definitely.
And it's good to see Fellaini back. He's probably going to be a bit squad player this year, but
just a great option, isn't he, Fellaini?
Yeah.
Really great option to have on the bench. He wins every single header, doesn't he? If you give him a cross in the box.
There was no one else really on the pitch that would have scored that goal.
Yeah, it's true.
So
Bruges had a pretty small team as well, didn't they? So he was a nuisance, particularly.
Yeah.
He'll cause any team in the world problems, Fellaini, but it's just.
I've seen a few ridiculous shouts of people saying maybe he could be the backup striker.
Well, with
I think that's a bit too far, but
with Depay's delivery, you never know.
Yeah.
Is
that the style of football we want to be promoting though, as United?
Probably not.
It's extreme backup.
Yeah, I think he got it right, didn't he? Hernandez for the last 15 minutes, bit of pace. Fellaini last 5, is another option. I think he got it right. Worth noting, Fellaini completes his league suspension at the weekend after that horrible challenge on X-Red Paul McShane at the end of the season.
I forgot about that actually.
So he's back in the team from the game after.
Yeah.
So we've covered man of the match. So moving on to the transfer zone. Do we have any
Oh, there's been a heck of a lot past when did we past 5 or 6 days, isn't it?
Yeah.
So first, I guess we should mention Pedro. That's the big one. Now, no one can really get a straight answer from Van Gaal today. I saw in the press conference. We don't know what's gone on in the background at all. But to me, I think if Van Gaal really wanted him, we would have signed him.
Yeah, agreed.
Agreed.
There's the rumour that we didn't want to pay the full fee up front, and Barcelona wanted it up front, and that's what the stickler was. But to me, they would have just paid it if Van Gaal really wanted him. So we don't know if there's someone better he's got lined up, because obviously the Mane thing came out. I'm not sure Mane is a better player.
No.
He's a good player.
He's got 5 years on him, it's worth noting.
Yeah.
On Pedro, yeah. He's only 24, 25.
23, I think. Mane?
So he's 5 years on Pedro.
Yeah.
Pedro's 29, isn't he?
I thought he was 28, but yeah.
We're splitting hairs.
Yeah.
But the Mane thing just came out from one journalist in the Telegraph. And,
Yeah, it just snowballed, didn't it?
As per usual, Twitter just went crazy. So don't know about that. And then Kokorin's agent came out. He's a good player in Russia, but I think his agent's just angling for a new club there, because the club he's at Dynamo Moscow are having a bit of a fire sale at the minute. We're just trying to get him off the books. So his agent's just come out and claimed that we're after him, which I think is complete bullshit.
Is he good? Is he a good player?
He's a good player. He's not top class. He came through when he was about 18 in Russia, and everyone was going crazy. He's the next big thing, but he's still only about 24, and he's not really hit.
No.
Like
He's not been prolific, has he, in terms of goals for games? I came up with a good, I think good headline, by the way, for Pedro, which is Pedro Red No.
Yeah,
that's
right.
Right, okay.
Could have used that, couldn't they? But,
I wonder why they didn't. But no, we're sort of in that awkward situation where everyone's saying we need a striker, and we probably do, but are we really going to be able to get a striker better than Rooney or a better backup than Hernandez? So who are we in the market for?
The problem is the balance, isn't it? Because last year we had Van Persie back up a lot of the time. Falcao was there. They're too good at players, or too big a names to sit on a bench. Both of them got annoyed and went.
He was trying to always fit he stuck with Van Persie a lot that season.
Yeah.
So we often had two up there. We had Rooney in midfield.
Yeah, we did, didn't we? Yeah.
I just think we need someone. I think we need Rooney to drop in behind and someone to go fully up top. And Hernandez can, there's a lot of games in the season, and Hernandez will obviously come in for the striker that will hopefully buy. Because Hernandez has sat on the bench in Madrid and United for like 4 or 5 years now. I don't think he's, obviously he wants to play, but I think he'd be happy to, to be a squad player again. But it's just getting that big name striker, and we desperately need a big name striker.
I couldn't name you let's say a good club that would have Hernandez playing every week.
Yeah,
because he's not that kind of striker anymore.
Not at all.
What does he want to play every week at a mid-table club, or does he?
Well, he's been at two of the best clubs, hasn't he, in the last 4 or 5 years, and sat on the bench at both. Like you say, I know what you mean. He has to have a drop down or just accept it.
Yeah.
The tricky thing for Rooney is as well, the system that Van Gaal plays is that the striker gets possibly the least amount of touches on the pitch in terms of players, which just does not suit Rooney's game at all.
No, I agree.
So the last few games, he's not really had much of a chance, and you can see him getting frustrated by that. But I mean, a lot of people are writing him off after 2 games, 3 games, which is just silly, really, isn't it?
Yeah, you don't.
But yeah, I just don't know who we would buy up front, because are we in the market for a third striker? I mean, who on earth do you buy as a third striker? You just stick with Wilson.
I think if a big name comes up, if you go back on what I'm saying actually, but if Ibrahimovic comes up, Zlatan, you'd probably take him for a year, wouldn't you?
But then would he be happy to sit on the bench?
Maybe
Probably
not.
So then
he could drop Rooney in though, couldn't he?
I think
I don't know. We'll see. Emergency question, first of the night. Bit of a off-topic one. Which United player would you like to have a cool, crisp lager beer with? And why?
Now, what kind of lager beer are we talking about here, John? Is this a regular lager beer, or is it a premium?
How crisp is it?
A premium lager beer.
Okay.
Premium. A current player in the current squad.
A current player.
I would say that for me personally, it might be Depay, because I just think he's badass.
he is badass.
Also,
Drinking with Memphis.
I'd probably say Bastion.
That's a great shout. With the experiences and knowledge. That'd just be a feast.
He seems quite fun as well. He looks quite a chirpy chappy.
Alt beers with him, couldn't you?
That'd just be a feast of knowledge, wouldn't it? That conversation.
Sutty?
Yeah, I think you've won me over there with Schweinsteiger. I was struggling to think.
Do you know what?
Ashley Young's meant to be the joker of the group, but I'm sorry.
No, you'd end up in some slick bar.
So slick.
I won't be happy with that.
Van Gaal, I'd like to speak to Lou.
I could listen to Van Gaal all day.
Gaal.
Just statements.
Yeah, he speaks in bullet points. I don't know if any of the viewers have noticed, but Van Gaal's just bullet point. He doesn't connect his sentences. But he's a decent manager.
I'd probably say Fellaini myself. I just think he's an absolute loose cannon. I think it'd be a great night. I don't know what would happen. You'd probably end up getting arrested. Or
Imagine walking into a bar with Fellaini.
Yeah, I think you'd be a loose cannon, wouldn't you? So that'd be mine.
Good question, that.
Right, okay, moving on. I think it's time for Sutty's thought of the week.
Wow.
Here
So
we
this-
go.
So this one is food related this week,
I see.
and also sort of business related.
Wow.
Okay.
And it's a pretty simple question, but it might need an explanation. Right.
Yeah.
So my question is, right, should Chinese restaurants and takeaways as a whole rebrand OK Sauce?
Okay, sauce.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever tried it.
Well, this is my point. I suddenly realised this week that I'm 26
Yeah.
and I've never had OK Sauce. And I think it's underselling itself potentially.
Have you
I
had
don't
it
know what
before?
people's thoughts are.
I honestly, genuinely don't know what you're on about.
You don't know what I'm on about?
I know what OK sauce
Have
is.
you had it though?
Yeah.
Is it
No.
a sauce that's okay, or
Well, this is
is
my
the
problem.
problem.
I asked Matt Deacon once, who's a good friend of the show,
Yeah.
and
Probably
I
listening
said
right
to him, I said to him, "Have you had OK Sauce?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "What's it like?" And genuine quote, he said, "It's all right." And I just think it could be.
can you just chuck out a couple of ingredients?
I couldn't even tell. This is my problem. It doesn't even, the name of OK Sauce doesn't even describe what's in it. And
Well, I wouldn't imagine it does.
so I've got no idea what's in it.
Right.
Let's be honest, it doesn't sound great from the name.
Sounds
No.
okay, doesn't it?
Sounds okay.
Sounds pretty mediocre.
So I'm thinking, is sort of business proposition.
Yeah.
If they rebranded it, they could.
Who's
So we
they?
get what-
Who's they?
Well, for example, if we went to Spain and set up a restaurant
Yeah.
and we came up with all these lovely dishes that we made out there,
Lovely dishes.
lovely dishes, and a Spanish person came up to us and said, "Just to let you know, these don't translate very well.
Yeah.
Right? You're selling steak with mediocre chips,
Right. Yeah.
fish in distinctly average sauce. Right? These are what you're selling to people in Spain. We would probably
We'd rebrand.
we'd change it, wouldn't we?
We would.
And my point is,
Or would we take note, or would we be arrogant and say, no, this is what you're getting, mate?
Sorry, this is a translation, okay?
well, this is
Yeah,
this
does
is the
okay
thing,
mean something in Chinese?
it might not even. I've not even researched it. I'll be honest.
Right.
So this could be a non-starter.
I see.
Nice bit
My point
nice
was.
bit of research for the show there.
I know what you mean.
Do you know what I mean?
I think-
So the question is, what would you rebrand it to? Or is that your question to us?
yeah, because the trouble is I don't even know what's in it.
No.
So-
that is an issue.
So
Yeah.
if you go to a Chinese and you've got all these lovely dishes there, I don't think you're going to pick it.
No.
I think-
you're not. You're not, are you?
I think to answer your question, I think it does need rebranding because simply none of us have tried it, and it might be really,
None of us have tried it.
It might be really nice.
What would you rebrand to? Great sauce?
Yeah.
really nice sauce.
That'd be a simple start.
Like
Simple
chicken
start.
in great sauce? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a decent start.
It needs rebranding.
Great walled sauce. Great
Yeah.
walled sauce.
Yeah.
It's alright, isn't it?
I like the pun. I like it a lot.
Well done.
It's alright. Right, that's sorted. Right, next
Right.
feature, John.
I think that's the end of that. That was okay, but right. Next we're on to game time with Paul Costello.
Game time.
Oh,
Oh, such a
Right.
clap.
Okay. I'm sure you all enjoyed the game last week. Matt Shaw's winning so far with John
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
middle
yeah,
and
yeah.
Adam Sutton at the bottom. Right. The game this week is basically Who Am I? And the actual title of the game is Do you not know who I am, for God's sake? So there you go. That's the title of the game. Yeah, I'm gonna give you some clubs. You've got to tell me the player who's played for the clubs. all these players are retired. We decided the order earlier. It's Watson first, with Sutty, then Shaw last.
Let's go.
There is a bonus question. Yeah, let's start. So, John Watson, you to start. Okay. Dundee, Blackburn, Manchester City, Coventry, Bolton. Premier League era, player that's played for them. They are in order.
I think John's going to vote all this.
Dundee, Blackburn, Man City, Rovers, Coventry, Bolton.
That's why the order just changed.
That's
That's
a tough one, that.
Yeah, some of these are tough, some are okay.
I'm gonna go Huckabee. That's wrong, isn't it?
Yeah, that's wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay, I'll tell you the answers later. Next one is Leeds, Oldham, Manchester United, Wolves.
Dennis Irwin.
Well done. Just a quick question to everyone, really quickly. Who do you think has got a better chance of lighting a fire without matches? Dennis Irwin or Ed Sherwin? Matt Shaw, what do you think? Really quickly, this.
Ed Sheeran.
Adam Sutton?
Dennis Irwin.
What do you think?
Dennis Irwin, obviously.
Dennis Irwin, okay.
Next
question. Spurs, Leicester, Bolton. Spurs, Leicester, Bolton.
Spurs, Leicester, Bolton.
Yeah.
Sorry, has this person played for United? Wasn't it?
Spurs, Leicester, Bolton.
Oh, I've got this.
Spurs, Leicester, Bolton. I don't want to give you too much dead air here.
No, it's okay.
Casey Keller.
No, really unlucky there. Do you want your bonus question?
Well, what is it? Another 2 points or double the points? Is it?
You won one so far.
I need to take it.
If you get this, you double your points.
Yeah, I need to do it.
Okay. Ready? Ajax, AC Milan, Barcelona, Middlesbrough, PSV.
Oh, yeah.
Ajax,
Yeah.
AC Milan, Barcelona, the Borough, PSV.
Yeah.
You don't lose any points if you get it wrong, by the way. You should potential of doubling.
Some furious writing going on.
It's certainly tougher than last week.
Yeah, I've tried to make it a bit more difficult.
Just for the listeners, John Watson is in a high state of distress right now.
He's scribbling away on his pad of paper.
His face is red, his head is in his hand, and the other hand is furiously scribbling.
And I don't think he's got it.
No. AC Milan was. I don't know. I'll guess at Babangida. Didn't play Middlesbrough, did he?
No, good, unlucky. Right, I'll quickly go through the answers. The first one was Colin Hendry. You did get Dennis Irwin, well done. And the last one, you were Ian Walker. Casey Keller,
thought
and then Michael Weisiger was the last one. So far one.
Well,
Okay, good effort.
tough.
Tough questions, to be fair.
Do I not lose my points?
No, not this week, because
Okay.
I'm trying to encourage people to go for the bonus.
Oh, fantastic.
Adam Sutton, your go.
So everyone just goes for the bonus? Right, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically. Ipswich, Newcastle, Wigan, Sunderland.
Yeah.
Newcastle, Wigan.
Ipswich, Newcastle, Wigan, Sunderland.
Yeah.
Newcastle, Wigan, Sunderland. Oh.
Ipswich, Newcastle, Wigan, Sunderland. Premier League era. All these players are retired, by the way.
Warnock?
No. Okay, next question. Slava Prague, Lens, Liverpool, Bordeaux, then finished his career back at Slava Prague. Not sure if they're still a team, to be honest, but they were.
Berger?
No. Next one. Lyon, West Ham, Spurs, Sevilla, and Beijing.
West Ham, Spurs. Who was after that?
Sevilla and
yeah.
Beijing.
Canute?
Yeah, well done. Right, bonus question, which you going to go for? Monaco, Parma, Juventus, Barcelona. Monaco, Parma, Juventus, Barcelona. This is a W1 to make it into
That's
a
a good list of clubs, isn't it?
That's a good career.
Monaco, Juventus.
Monaco, Parma, Juventus, Barcelona.
I'm thinking of a little winger, but I can't remember his name. So I'm going to have to say no.
Okay. Really quickly. The first one was Titus Bramble.
Right.
Then Schneitzer was the second one.
Oh.
You got Canute, and the last one was Lilian Thuram.
Oh.
Yeah, Lilian Thuram. So you're on one, same as John.
1-1.
Okay.
Sure to win.
Final one, Matt Shaw.
Yeah.
Dynamo Zagreb, Celtic, Leeds, Borough, and Newcastle.
Viduka.
Well done.
Matt Shaw's going to absolutely storm this.
Ajax, Inter Milan, Arsenal, West Brom, Portsmouth.
Ajax.
Inter Milan, Arsenal, West Brom, and Portsmouth.
Carney.
Yeah. Next one, tough one this. Watford, Norwich, Blackburn, Spurs, Portsmouth, and a final stint at Coventry.
Sorry.
Watford, Norwich, Blackburn, Spurs, Portsmouth, and Coventry. I probably forget the Coventry, but it's up to you.
I don't think I'm going to get that one, Paul.
Okay. No?
No.
Okay, bonus one. Sporting, Real Madrid, Barcelona. Dead short one, see if you can get it.
Real Madrid to Barca.
Yeah. Sporting, Real Madrid, Barca. You would anyway, to be honest, but you want to have a quick guess?
I'm really bad at... Is it? It's not just... See, I thought it was the other way around, but it's not.
Yeah,
it's
I
not.
thought the other way
It's
around.
not Figo, is it?
No.
No, that's what I was
No.
thinking.
Okay.
It is the other way around.
Quickly, you got Viduka, you got Canu. Tim Sherwood was the one that had been at
No,
London.
no.
Oh,
And also,
not it.
yeah, Luis Enrique was the
Oh,
current manager of
yeah,
Barcelona.
yeah.
Okay, one quick thing before we finish. Did a quick bit of fun. First one to shout out is going to get an extra point. I'm going to list the teams. The first person to shout out is going to win.
Right. Okay.
Failsworth Dynamos, Poynton Juniors FC, Lostock Rangers,
Paul
High
Costello.
Poynton.
Sam Evans.
Yes, Matt Shaw, well done.
Oh, Failsworth, how did I not get that?
Well done. So Shaw gets an extra point. So Matt Shaw's the winner this week. That's going to get added onto the leaderboard. Hope you enjoyed it. Another game next week.
Right. Well done, Paul.
I think
Cheers,
you had
Paul.
something to say on last week's question. Alex Ferguson was
Oh,
at
yeah.
Aberdeen.
Yeah, I just wanted to make the point. I promised the loyal supporters that I'd find out how long Alex Ferguson was manager for Aberdeen for. I originally said 7. The answer's actually 8. So Aberdeen's longest
There we
serving
go.
manager is Alex Ferguson.
Cleared up just like that. Okay, emergency question. Laurent Blanc, was he a good signing for United or was he past it?
It's a great question.
I think both.
Wow.
He was past it, but I remember watching an interview with Rio Ferdinand saying that he was like one of the best defenders he's played with. So, don't know.
So we're split on that. I'm going to say...
He just learned a lot off him, I think.
I'm going to say past it, unfortunately, by then. I think he was caught out a lot.
I'm really torn here. I was reading a bit in Gary Neville's biography, and autobiography, and Gary Neville does suggest that he was past it. But I have read the Rio Ferdinand quote as well. Personally, from a personal point of view, I think as a footballer, which is what we signed him for, he was past it. So I'm going to stick with past it. But I do feel a bit bad about that.
Yeah.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah. Okay, sorted.
He was a liability. When you saw him in the lineup, you were panicking a bit.
Yeah. It's very slow.
Consider, wasn't Rio out with his drugs ban at the same time he was there, and he'd gone from all the pace of Rio to suddenly slow coach at the
There was a
back.
game at Middlesbrough that was really bad when Blanc played and Ronnie Wallwork.
Oh.
I can't remember it exactly, but the ball would just bounce over Blanc's head and he just couldn't catch up with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah.
absolutely. Okay, right. So the games are coming thick and fast at the moment, and the weekend's suddenly upon us. Let's now have a look at the next game, which is where United host Newcastle. Sutty, I think you've got a stat for us there.
Yeah, Newcastle have only won once in the Premier League at Old Trafford.
Wow.
When
was that?
Quite surprising. 2013, they won 1-0.
Wow. More stats next week.
So they made a few signings, haven't they, Newcastle? But I think on the back of our performance on Tuesday, I'd anticipate a pretty similar lineup as well from Van Gaal. I think we'll do well.
Yeah.
If we get out of the blocks quickly, keep Shaw and Depay down the left hand side.
Yeah.
I think it could be quite comfortable for us this
Do you
weekend.
think he'll stick with Adnan in the hole, or do you think he'll just put him in the shop window for a loan move?
I mean, it's difficult to say because, I've got a stat here that in the last 19 league games for United, Januzaj has got no assists and 1 goal, which was obviously against Villa.
Wow.
And he's very inconsistent, but I don't know whether Van Gaal has maybe seen something in him that's made him back out of the Pedro deal. I don't know whether he suddenly thought, let's give him a chance. But those stats, I'm afraid, just aren't good enough for United. I don't think at this stage.
Yeah.
No, not at all. That's an excellent stat. Hope you'll prepare some more next week, Saturday.
I don't think Januzaj will play against Newcastle. I think that he'll.
You could bring Young in or someone maybe.
I'm not sure who, but possibly Young. But I don't think that Januzaj will play.
I hope Memphis is on the left
Yeah.
for many reasons, but Jan Matt has got sent off last week. He'll be out the game, so Newcastle will be putting some oath out at right back, and And they'll have Sissoko on the right wing, probably, who's not really a winger.
They're seriously lacking in wingers. I think I saw they bought one, didn't they, a couple of days
Yeah.
ago? But then they
I
sent
don't know if he's ready to play.
That's the thing, you're
Cabera
chucking
the other way, though, haven't they? So they're seriously lacking in width, aren't they?
Maybe Steve will have something up his sleeve when they come to Old Trafford.
I think that squad is still
Champions
severely
League.
lacking. Newcastle squad
Yeah.
is lacking.
I think it's there for the taking this weekend.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah, we should win this week.
I think we'll beat them.
Should we be bold? 3-0?
Yeah, I'll go. I'll second you on that. 3-0.
Yeah, I go 3-0. Defensive record's been pretty good.
I'll go 2-0. Just to chuck that in.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Just to be a bit wet. Right. So, I think that's all we've got time for this week. So it just leaves me to say thank you to the panel.
Yeah, pleasure to be here for the second podcast.
Make sure you follow us on Twitter and Facebook, and we always welcome your thoughts and suggestions for features. And we'll see you next week on The Red View.